Hey, how's it going? I'm Des.
And I'm Esmer.
For this video, me and Esmer will be answering your questions in this special episode of Q&A. Since so many questions are repeated, I decided to mix some together and categorize them separately in 3 sections. Des questions, Esmer questions, and other. Alright Esmer, are you ready?
Yep.
Let's start with Des questions.
Why the name Destructin?
Well, the name Destructin started when, in 4th grade, a friend of mine told me some Area 51 story he probably got from something he watched or read. And that gave me an idea for a comic called Destruction Royale. I wanted it to be called something more alien, so my 4th grade brain came up with Destruction Royale. Later on, when registering for websites online around 6th grade, I remembered that idea, and I went with the username Destructin. I never changed my username since.
What inspired you to animate, and how did you learn to?
Well, ever since I was little, I like looking at cartoons on TV. My favorite show being Ed and Eddie. So I started drawing since I can remember, and animating was the first big step. I downloaded weird software when I was little and started my best animating little GIFs. My first YouTube video, Beers of War, is one of my attempts at making something with sound and voices, using the GIF software and then finishing it up with Windows Movie Maker. I wasn't taught how to draw or animate. I learned everything myself.
What tools do you use to animate?
I use Adobe Flash CS3 and currently use XP Paint 15.6. I used to have a Wacom Bamboo Fun, and honestly, I want to go back to that since I'm not really liking the tablet screen too much. We'll see how it goes.
How long does it take you to animate a YouTube video?
I try to make a video in a week to have a weekly schedule, but sometimes that doesn't work out.
Why are you suddenly making YouTube videos?
Well, I used to use this channel just for general stuff, but it was filled with pointless crap. But ever since my PICO Day animation started getting momentum, I decided that I should take advantage of it, since I've seen so many other YouTubers get popularity and always squander it because they didn't care much about it. I don't want to be that. I feel this is my one and only shot and should move forward with it.
Are you going to make more quick history of NEWGROUNDS characters?
Perhaps. I have an idea for a certain character. I'm still pondering if I should continue that series after that. We'll see.
What are some tips for animating, drawing, and character designs?
I'm not a whiz at animating, unfortunately, so I wouldn't be a good teacher for that. All I can say is practice, and the same goes for drawing. It's honestly the only answer I can give since I'm not good at it myself. As for character design, my philosophy is keeping it simple, especially if you want to animate that character. You don't want to animate something really detailed. It'd be torture.
How do you get your ideas?
Sometimes I get random ideas out of the blue, or maybe use old ideas I have. Hell, sometimes I just copy what other YouTubers do. This Q&A video was one of those ideas.
Will you do other types of videos like Let's Plays?
I'm not sure. I wanted this channel to be more animation focused. Maybe if I make a secondary channel, I'll upload some other type of videos. But right now, there are no plans.
Do you like anime?
As a whole, not really. I do like some anime, like Cowboy Bebop. And while I do watch and read some anime stuff, I'm not really a fan of it.
How old are you?
26. Gonna be 27 this year. Will I enter the 27 club? We'll have to wait and see.
Face reveal?
Nah, defeats the purpose of drawing myself. Maybe down the line my face will be online, but for now, no.
Why do you look like Luigi?
Probably because of the green, the hat, and the mustache. I did dress up as Luigi on Halloween when I was in high school, so there's that.
Are you single? If so, why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah. After high school my interaction with women drastically dropped, so, yeah. Woo! I don't think I'd make a good romantic partner anyway, so I'm cool with it.
Are you gay?
Man, you guys are really getting personal with these questions. No, I'm not. I think.
Favorite game?
I don't really have one in particular, but I really like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Child of Monks.
Any social media links?
I'm Destructin at a lot of places, like NEWGROUNDS. I do have a Twitter, Destructin Royale, but I really don't like Twitter. So I do use it to lurk around, but I don't think I'll ever tweet anything since Twitter's such a toxic wasteland. The worst of the internet. I don't use Facebook or Instagram. I have no interest.
That was the last question related to you.
Alright, cool. It's time to move on to the Esmer questions. Let's begin.
How did you come up with Esmer? What was her inspiration?
Well, originally I came up with Esmer for a little idea I had about two dudes living life after high school, which was based on an idea I had about friends back in elementary school. Esmer was going to be a side character for the idea. She was going to be an easygoing, kind girl. But I never did anything with the idea and repurposed her design as an avatar and story character for a thread on the defunct Face Punch forums. And then I decided to have a secondary character for my YouTube. The rest is history.
Why the name Esmer?
I remembered a girl named Esmeralda, who was called Esmer as a nickname back in middle school. I thought that name was cool for a girl character.
How old is Esmer?
She doesn't really have an exact age, since I don't think that's important. But for legality's sake, she's around her 20s, if I had to put some vague number.
Is Esmer real?
Nope, she is not real. She's a cartoon mascot for my YouTube channel.
Who voices Esmer? Will her voice change again?
She is voiced by Rebecca Doodles. She'll continue to voice Esmer for as long as she feels like it. Her voice might change in time naturally, but she'll still be voiced by Rebecca.
Where do we send fan art?
Dang. This is where my lack of social media bites me in the rear. Well, I suppose you can @ me on my Twitter, DestructingRiel. I'm still mulling if I should start a subreddit for fan art and other purposes. But I think the best bet would be to @ me on NEWGROUNDS. If you haven't made an account yet, I think you should. And you should @ me there. That way I could pay attention and be glad I did, because NEWGROUNDS is the place I hang out in the most.
When will there be Esmer merch?
Well, I don't think I'm popular enough for that yet. I did reach 10K, and YouTube does provide support for t-shirts when you reach that number. But I'll wait until perhaps 100K to do that sort of thing.
Will there be Esmer Rule 34?
Drawn by other people? Maybe. Not sure. Drawn by me? Well, you can look around places and you might see a little something I made before I used Esmer on YouTube. I'm wondering if new drawings like that should be a reward if I ever do start a Patreon. Tell me what you guys think.
And that's the end of the questions about me? Why do people want to see that kind of stuff?
Well, you're a cartoon gal on the internet, and people want to see lewd drawings of cartoon gals with no clothes on. It's been the way of the internet for decades.
So viewers want to see me with no clothes on?
Well, some do, some don't, and some don't care, I suppose.
Should I take off my clothes right now?
No. If you do that, this video will get demonetized. It might even get removed, and I'll get a strike on my channel.
Too late! I'm taking it off!
Esmer, stop!
Okay, these are other questions, mostly related about NEWGROUNDS and other NEWGROUNDS related content.
Uh-oh. Well, I suppose it'd come to this. Ask away.
When did you start on NEWGROUNDS?
My account was created in 2006, but I was using NEWGROUNDS way before starting an account. I really don't remember.
What is your favorite NEWGROUNDS character?
Aw man, there's so many to choose from. I really like the Tank Man. I like the Chainsaw the Children dad and his son. I also really like this series called Mastermind by The Swain. It's cool. Check it out.
How did you find NEWGROUNDS?
I really don't remember how. Probably looking for games to play online like any other kid in the early 2000s.
Will you do a PICO Day animation this year?
Yeah, I think so. I have an idea for it, but it's too early to focus on it now.
What is your favorite PICO Day animation?
There's two of them. One was an animation called JohnnyUta.Swift, where some guys lampoon the way Jeff Bandolin talks and the content of his cartoons. I really love that flash, but the creator deleted his NEWGROUNDS account, so it's lost forever sadly. If anybody can find it, please, please, please tell me. The other one is called The Color Brown by Organized Apeshape on NEWGROUNDS. It's really gross and it's for adults only, but it's one of the funniest things I've seen, and it won that year's PICO Day. I was so happy it did. Greatly deserved. Don't watch if you don't like watching the Tank Man eating poop.
Why do you call it that game?
Oh boy. Here we go. Well, it was a joke at first, but I just kept doing it and it just stuck.
Have you played that game? What do you think of it?
I played the tutorial. That's it. I'm not really into rhythm games since I don't have good coordination. It's a simple game with cute graphics. You know, that's it.
What do you think of NEWGROUNDS?
Well, I'm very passionate about NEWGROUNDS. I'm also very angry about NEWGROUNDS. I think I've burnt some bridges because of my opinions about it, including some devs from Friday Night Funkin'. There, I said it. Anyways, I'll just sound like a jealous hater if I say what's on my head, so the best way for me to have my way on NEWGROUNDS is to make stuff for NEWGROUNDS. And currently, I'm working on a non-YouTube related thing for NEWGROUNDS. Hopefully it works out. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Goodbye.
Ha! That's what you get for stabbing me that other time, bitch!